name's Matthew Byrom. I work for Siemens in the UK. I've worked for Siemens for 15 years now, and my current responsibility is business excellence. So my day-to-day responsibilities are to ensure that Siemens in the UK, across our diverse divisions, has a common platform to build on in terms of business excellence. So for us, that certainly means EFQM. We use the EFQM model to ensure that all of our different business units speak a common language. And when we speak a common language in terms of business excellence and business improvement, we can share amongst ourselves so much easier. Sort of the second part of the day job is productivity, and we use again a common tool set in terms of Lean, Six Sigma, and more recently starting to deploy agile methodologies into the business. I decided to join this community of practice for a number of reasons. The first one is that this isn't the first time that I've been involved in an EFQM community of practice. This is the second time. So back in 2011, I was part of a community of practice looking at the relationship between Lean, Six Sigma and the EFQM model. And that was a really positive experience. I really liked the fact that the EFQM pulls together the member network, a bunch of really passionate, like-minded professionals that can explore some big questions. So when I saw that the theme was the future of the model, that was something that I really wanted to be part of and contribute to, and also hear from other members what their big challenges are and how they see the model really helping them to navigate through that in the future. Going into the community of practice, I suppose my expectation was very high, given the positive experience of the previous community of practice that I was involved in. But there's probably two things in terms of expectation. So the first one is that the COP would provide a fantastic learning opportunity, and the second expectation being that it's a chance to meet some great people, some like-minded people from all the different corners of the EFQM network. So the chance to talk to people who are operating in completely different industries and sectors to Siemens. To work with people in social housing or in the public sector, but again to kind of have that shared endeavour to explore these big questions together and really build that relationship and that network further. So my experience on this community of practice has been a really, really positive one, exceeded my expectations. I suppose the first point would be just the richness, the diversity of the EFQM network is what's really made this community of practice so special. So being able to tackle big questions, have those discussions, but for people to bring their experiences, whether it's public sector, private sector, social housing, engineering, automotive, whatever the market, the industry, the sector that people are operating in, they bring a real richness to these big questions. So for me, that made the community of practice quite special this time round. I suppose the second point would be the commitment of our team, the community of practice. We had some great leadership in there, but everybody was really committed to contributing to what we feel is such an important topic. And with the world changing at the pace that it is, we feel that the EFQM has got a really significant role to play in helping us all as members to make sure that we're considering the right things and navigating those challenges in the right way so that we turn them into opportunities. And I suppose the final point in terms of experience and what made it really special was the passion for the topic. So it's clear that everybody that was involved in our community of practice has got a real passion for not just the EFQM model, but the EFQM as an organisation, and we all want to see the model in particular evolve and help us navigate some of those mega trends or big challenges that we face. So all in all, a fantastic experience, and I'm looking forward to the next topics that the EFQM challenges with. Working remotely and collaborating online was a really important part of the community of practice this time, and actually I suppose if I compare it to the experience in 2011, it kind of shows how far we've come in terms of technology. So there's a lot more advantages than disadvantages to collaborating over virtual platforms. Some of the advantages would be the flexibility that it gives. So we all work in different time zones. We're all very busy in our day jobs as well. So it's important that we had short, sharp meetings, and the fact that we could use tools such as Skype meant that we could do that a lot more regularly. We used other tools as well. So for those people who couldn't meet those regular calls, we were able to record them, and personally I benefited from that more than once. So it was like a community of practice catch-up TV. So on a train or in an airport, you could catch up with the meeting that you've missed. So that kind of led to people feeling that they were involved and up to speed and ready to contribute to the next call. So the other tool that we used was Yammer. So we used Yammer to collaborate on documents, but also keep the conversation going as well. So when a document was posted, we could use the comments field to contribute to that. So we didn't have to wait for the regular meeting. I suppose the other advantage of using Yammer and that collaboration was that as a community of practice, we could also see what the other teams were working on. So those working on organisational cultures or leadership, we could see that content, we could see the direction they were going, we could see any tools and templates that might be beneficial for our community of practice, and we could learn from those and adopt them, and hopefully they saw value in being able to see our content as well. I suppose the only disadvantage with working remotely is that there is no real substitute for meeting face to face and to really build that relationship and that network. So I'm looking forward to meeting the community of practice team soon. In terms of my expectation of the content of this community of practice, and the theme was the future of the EFQM model, I think my expectation changed quite a lot and quite quickly. So my expectation going into the community of practice was that there would be a significant focus on the model itself, in terms of the real mechanics, the content, the fundamental concepts. But actually it became quite apparent that we really needed to understand the challenges that the EFQM membership faced. So again, whether it was the public sector, the private sector, engineering, health, whatever it might be, we are all facing quite similar challenges, albeit they're in a slightly different context. And what struck me is that actually the EFQM model is the constant. That is the tool that we turn to help us navigate those challenges. So I suppose in terms of my expectation, there was less focus on the model itself and a lot more focus on the shared challenges and those opportunities that we'll be facing over the next 3, 5, 10, 20 years. I hope that the output from this community of practice will be really valuable for the rest of the EFQM community. I think we've got a document and an output that we can be really proud of as a COP team. I think we've consolidated some of the major challenges or opportunities that we'll face as EFQM members, and really link that back to how we think the EFQM model can help us to navigate that. But I think the real value is still to come. So I think what we've done is really started the conversation. It would be great, I think if other members and the rest of the community started to have similar conversations in their organisation as to what are the really big challenges or opportunities that we face over the coming years, and what's the role and the future of the EFQM model in that, and how can it really help us maximise the positive impact of some of those changes that we're seeing. So I think the conversation's only just begun, and I think there'll be a lot more value to have at the event in June, where we can interact with the rest of the EFQM community and continue that conversation about the future of the EFQM model. The output from the community of practice will be presented at an event in June. I think for anybody considering to join those, I think it's always a great experience, and it gives you the opportunity to really interact with other members from the network, and from the position of the community of practice, as I said earlier, I think with our COP, we're starting a conversation. So the future of the EFQM model is something that will be a constant. It's something that we'll always be contributing to, and I think if we can do that at this event and make that conversation richer and richer by involving more and more people and more experiences, then we'll continue to build on that output. I'm personally looking forward to hearing from the other two groups as well. So I think when you bring all of those different perspectives in, and all of that different content, it makes for a really valuable event that's presenting output from three questions that I'm sure every member is interested in and passionate about. So really looking forward to meeting up with people in June.